What? Hello? Can anyone hear me? I'm trying to get my face up there. One second. Don't know what I've done. Let's try this again. There you go. Maybe one day I will get professional at this. I'm getting there. I'm 3 videos in, and I, believe it or not, feel like I'm going on a date with you guys. It's just a weird feeling to be doing this on my own and not having someone control everything for me and me be the visitor. I'm just so humbled still that you are coming to a channel to hear me talk. But really, I have created the space for all of us. I hope that in the overall scheme of things, that everybody will feel this to be true. But how's everybody doing on this Saturday night? I know here in Georgia, it is chilly as I just don't know what. As I say that, I do want to say that prayers are going out to Texas. I have spoken to, I know Gina Maxey, and she finally got her power back on. But I know that there are a lot of people that are still suffering in Texas. And all I know to do is at this moment is send a lot of love and light to them and pray that things get better quickly. And that, if there's any way that all of us can help, that we do so in whatever way that we can. But that being said, before we get everything kicked off, I want to make sure that I personally think, and I know that the list is long, and I don't want to forget anybody, but there are a lot of YouTubers I have to thank, and a lot of YouTube friends, and there are so many of you that I could not go into everybody, but I do have to thank a lot of YouTubers, first and foremost, Up and Adam, now down with Jason Barrett. He started his own channel. I have to thank Fem Taro, Shannon Van, check them all out. Jenny on her blog, Girl Meets 40. I have to thank Kim at Kim Taylor at Southern Fried and Gluten Free. Am I saying that right? Please say I am. It's on her chat name. You should find it. Southern Fried and Gluten Free. Yeah. AT2 has supported me. I'm hoping I'm not forgetting anybody else. Like I said, Shannon Van, Up and Adam, down with Jason, Kim Taylor, Southern Fried and Gluten Free, Jenny at Girl Meets 40, Femtero, AT2, and there are a vast array of others that I hope I am not forgetting along the way. My goal will always, always, always be to lift everybody up. Small YouTubers, as they come along, I will also lift them up. Always. Because the YouTube world is big enough for everybody. I love Jolene and I love Busy Blue. There's just so many out there, people that are talented and deserve to be checked out. So, be that as it may, let's get on with the chat. And today I wanted to chat about, and it's really important, I've been in this scenario, how do we know the person that we are interested in is really into us? How do we know? What are the signs that we can pick up on? Especially during these times where we may be meeting them online. How do we really know that they are into us? What are the signs and signals that we can pick up on? And on the flip side of that, how do we really know we're into them. Maybe we think we are. Maybe we've convinced ourselves that we are. Maybe we just feel comfortable being connected or in it with them, even if we know them personally. Maybe we just haven't looked for the signals or looked deeply enough into this relationship to say, are they really good for me? Am I really that interested in them? To take it a little further. So these are some of the conversations that I would like for us to dive in today. And I might have a little wisdom or two to add to this conversation. I want to say hey to Kim and Paranormal Witch Pixie, and I think I saw JC Bear in here. Let me see. Black Lavender, yeah, and Vintage Optimism, yes. And there's Jenny. Jenny on the block. Dun, 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 dun. Jenny on the block. Yeah, I know you're not J-Lo, but still you're Jenny on the block to me. Who else is in here? And we have Ordered Steps. Yes, thank you. And Angie S. Hello and welcome. Love you all. And SM, hello. Hope not to forget anybody. So, what have your experiences been? I do know that if you're talking to someone online, and my experience has been like with guys, but I know if you've been chatting to them online and we all know this. If you're not just mutually on a site that is like about sexting or booty calls or whatever, if their first conversation is, hey, I bet you're sexy, send me a naked photo or something like that. If they're going straight to there, you know they're not interested in you. You know they're just like skeezers trying to get off, right? One of those peanut flippers. That's one of the things I call them. When they go naked on screen and show you that organ, you don't want to say, who wants to see that? Come on now. Guys, that's the first rule of thumb. No, but I can't speak for some people, but generally speaking, I may be wrong. Most women do not want to see your peanut flipper on the screen first thing when they're looking online. I don't want to see your genitalia. Short, fat, tall, whatever. I don't want to see that thing on there. It's not that pretty. No. Am I wrong? Sorry. Women's brains don't work like that. We don't work like that, guys. We're not visual creatures quite like that, guys. Work on our brains first. That's where we develop the warm and fuzzies. Horny beavers. No, they're looking for horny beavers. Paranormal Witch Pixie. They're looking for horny beavers. That's what they're looking for. When I was younger, we used to call them Malberts. When I used to work at a theme park, Six Flags, we called them Malberts. That was our code word. Because you would catch some skeezers out in the park trying to flash. We'd have to get rid of them. Yeah, it is funny what you called them. JC Bear says, let me see what he says. I'm going to pin it. He says, if a guy sends you one like that, just send them a LOL. That's all you got. And then block their. Yeah. That's what I say. Block their because they're just trying to get a quick thrill. For real, for real. But I don't know if it's far and few between that guys are really trying to look for a genuine connection online. Some are. I guess it depends on where you're connecting with them. But generally speaking, if they connect with you online and they find you attractive and they want to get to know you better, they will go into more in-depth conversations or ask questions about you as a individual, as a human being, want to try to create a conversation. And there are some guys that are really charming and can create conversations, and some guys that are not as eloquent, let's say. But if you hit the guy that's a one-worder, yes, no, I think so, whatever, he's probably chatting to you and looking at another screen at the same time. I would assume at a time of COVID that there are probably an abundant amount of people that are talking online now versus out in public. Probably more eligible people, hey Tammy, talking online, and people that you might want to know talking online than ever before. Whereas before, the ones that could go out and date and didn't have trouble dating probably were not online as often. But I bet you they are now. I am about to throw down the link. Hello, Miriam. So nice to have you here. I'm about to throw down the link so we can talk more about how do you know they're into you. And, when you really go within yourself, Black Lavender, you just melted my heart. Because the fact that you said that to me means the world. Because let me tell you, man, when I look at your post on Instagram, they are so funny. And I get most of them, except the one today when you were talking about Sean, and I didn't know who Sean was. Let's be real. I didn't know who Sean was. So anyway, I'm about to drop the link, and let's talk about how do we really know these things. And let's really investigate the clues that we figure out about some people, about what the real deal is with this. Oh, thank you, Monique. Monique. You're not Monique. Miriam, you have me so confused. Okay, now bear with me. I'm still trying to figure all this stuff out. And although I'm not dumb, this is just new stuff. And when you're a little bit nervous, it makes it worse. Let's be honest. Okay, I'm going to invite. I'm going to copy. And I'm going to paste. And I'm going to drop the link. AT2! I just gave you some props at the beginning of this video, along with my other YouTubers that I love. Here you go. Now, did it drop properly? If it is, let's talk about how we know if they're really into us. And do we really dive deep to ask ourselves, are we really into them, or are we just lonely? Are we just comfortable? Are we just accepting the status quo? Oh, Lord. I have to, yes. Adam says, do you guys remember the personals that you would see in your local newspaper back in the mid-90s? Now, we used to have I forgot what that free magazine was called. It wasn't a magazine. It was a free Atlanta shopper type paper. and I can't, and it had all kinds of cool ads in it from Atlanta. And I was looking at, I worked at a record store, and I was looking at to see, what was going on at all the cool shops. And I would see some unusual ads in that thing of people putting some personal ads in there trying to find somebody. Some of them were a little risque, I must say. Some of them, back in that day, I was a little naive and had to ask, what do they mean here? And I wish I had not. Now that I know more, I guess they were a little more honest. Let's welcome JC Bear to the mix.
Hello, everyone. Big bear hugs. Hope everyone's keeping warm and safe.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Um, is there anything wrong with just maybe reaching out and chatting with a virtual stranger and with no intent of pursuing anything beyond that time? I mean, there are a lot of lonely people, and just got to turn down the TV in the background so you don't hear that. But is there anything wrong with that?
Just to chat, just to make a
Chat,
connection.
yeah, someone neutral, maybe someone who doesn't know your background, like your friends that know you, or family that knows items. Is there anything wrong with just reaching out? I mean, literally, this last year, I've met all you guys and some great people in the chat that I've never met before,
Oh,
and I got to
no.
talk, in the chat, and stuff like that, like through here, and I found it, great.
No. Look, I would be lost. Let me be 100% here. I would be lost if I had not met a lot of you because I have been so isolated for the most part because I moved to the city. I'm north of Atlanta, and I moved from west of Atlanta to north of Atlanta. And you can say, well, you're still in the area. It doesn't matter. It's a big place. And the suburbs of Atlanta consist of a large, expansive place. And I moved this way to be closer to my parents. I lost my dad a few years ago. And so if you don't go to school around here and you don't go to university around here, you don't know people. You
Oh,
get
okay.
me? You don't know a lot of people. And I spent a lot of time with my son and my daughter, especially my daughter and my son. But, my daughter's healthy, but my son was medically fragile. So I didn't get to know a lot of people. And then here comes COVID.
True.
So I
True.
got to know a lot of you guys online, and I would be completely lost. I mean, I know some people around here, don't get me wrong. And even if you work around here, you only know the people you interact with. But I'm talking about on a friend to friend basis. Because
True.
you have to say, you get exceptionally close with a lot of people that you meet on these YouTube avenues.
Yeah, because like I've connected with a few of you guys on Instagram and DMing back and forth, and sometimes it's just light fun chat. Sometimes, somebody really is feeling down and you go, "Hey, let's just chat, or let's do a quick call." And if I think about it, in the past, you know, calling Vancouver or calling down to Texas or somewhere else would have been quite expensive. Whereas now, a quick 5-minute call or a 10-minute call to chat with somebody who may not be feeling, on top of their game that day, and just listening to them. And sometimes I find it's easier to dump what I'm really feeling to someone new who doesn't know, like, my background or history or family ties, that type of stuff, because it's fresh and you can honestly, you know, show them what you're feeling. Now, if we're talking about romantic side,
Yeah.
that takes on a very different slant, in my opinion.
And that's what I was gearing it at a lot tonight because, friends can be friends, can be friends. We connect and don't judge as much, I don't think, when it comes to friendship. But when we are looking to spend our life with someone, it's a heavier situation. It entails a lot more.
True, because you're risking a lot more, both emotionally and in other areas too. But
Yeah.
I think once you get through that, that initial hi, oh, I love what you said, or I love your post, or um, you know, I'm finding myself attracted to you. Can we spend some time chatting a little more? And once you get into that type of zone where you know each other's routines, especially now where I can chat with somebody in England or in India,
Oh, yeah.
and you have those time zones. And I think some of the indicators are, for me at least, is that because I have been very fortunate to work from home, I have meetings throughout the day, same way you have classes throughout the day. If they make an effort to monitor the time on when they know that you're free, to send you a message just saying, "Hi, how was your day?" Like if someone's really willing to listen and see like all the mundane things like, "Oh, I got to do laundry. Oh, I still have to do my dishes." When you're having those types of chats back and forth, I think that's a great indicator.
Oh, yeah.
Or, oh, did you see let's say you were into art. Oh, I heard that there was a virtual exhibition at this museum. Were you able to catch it? When they make that type of an effort to really read what you're saying on what you like, and then actually do the extra step of going, oh, there's a virtual exhibit here. Do you want to both attend? Or there's a lecture here that they're doing virtually. Do we both want to sign up and listen into it? I
Oh,
think
yeah.
those are indications when you have a distance thing that's very positive and it's going forward. If it's gone from that to, like you were saying earlier, one words, answers and replies with no backup as to what's going on, then yeah, that's when it's like, this, you just kind of back away and continue.
But, there's a lot of, and I can only speak on my end, okay? There's a lot of guys that will talk women up, single women up online, and they'll try to hook them in just enough and romanticize them just enough to keep them going, right? And by the time they have them a little bit hook, line, and sinker, then they start backing off, and then you realize that you may hear from them through the week, and then you won't hear from them on the weekends.
Yeah, that's a clear sign that you're not a priority anymore, or
Right,
he's married,
right,
or he met somebody else that he's getting that exhilaration from.
right.
Though,
Or,
remember those first heady days when you've met somebody and you got that little extra hop in your step?
oh yeah, or you're like, ooh, this is interesting. This is turning into something. Or if you are chatting and it's going well, but then all of a sudden you realize that you've asked a question or you've had a conversation and it takes them hours or 2 days to reply back. They're not that into you.
Yeah, because you're no longer on their list of priorities.
No, I mean
And
there are
it's
just certain things.
yeah, and especially if you're in the same time zone and so forth, that would be the initial red flag, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
When the
definitely.
when the response is not, I wouldn't say like if they haven't responded within an hour and that they're not working or they're just at home and they haven't come back with, sorry, I took a nap and I just got your message, what's going on? Yeah, that would be a red warning flag.
Monique says, not paid by Monique. Miriam says, online relationships are dangerous and bound to disappoint at least one party. But I have to add, that's how I met my husband. So there are.
True. I think it's what you expect going into it and
Mhm.
what both parties are going to be talking about. Like as you go on, it's like, you know what? I really like to get to know you more. Are you chatting up any other people? Is this just, a fun thing for you? And there's nothing wrong with women asking for what they want. And the
No,
same thing for guys saying, I really like you. If this wasn't what we're in now and we were actually dating, we would be going out and, I want to be exclusive. There's nothing wrong for asking about that online as well.
but let's be real. In my opinion, like when I met Steven, I took it offline quickly. Now it didn't get serious quickly. I just took it offline to the phone, to meeting in person with safety nets. Let's make it clear. People knew
True.
where I was, et cetera, et cetera. But I did not want it to be an online get me caught in a net thing. I wanted to take it offline as quickly as possible and make it a friendship first.
And then
And
grow from there.
yeah, I wanted it to be. I didn't want to take it to anywhere. I want it to be clear that it was going to be a friendship first, and then we'll see. Then we'll see. But that being said, I think it's important not to call it anything as long as it remains online.
True, but under our current circumstances, we can't do that conversion into real life meeting right just yet, or at least up here because we're still on lockdown. I
Right.
don't
I
know
get your
about. I don't
point.
know. Yeah, I don't know about any of the people in the chat, like from which states are open or closed. But yeah, if the conversion into real life, if he's hesitant, that's another flag because nothing beats your gut intuition when you're meeting somebody.
Mary makes a very good point. If the amount of effort is not matched, they're not, whether it's a male or female, they're not that into you.
Yeah, and when the prime time dates, like I said, maybe I'm a little too old school, but the Thursday, Friday, Saturdays,
Yeah.
if the communication it drops off there, then that usually means there's somebody else in the picture, in
Or
my
they're
opinion.
married. Or they're married.
Yeah, or they could be married, or they already have a girlfriend or boyfriend on the go, or maybe two or three.
Yeah. Or they don't want to introduce you to their friends.
Yeah, that's a big flag there too, because we all have crazy friends, and as long as you prepare them to meet your friends, then you're fine. But if you're not willing to do that, or if he's the type that is not willing to meet your friends.
Right. Because at some point, even if we stay where they have to meet online, right? At
Mhm.
some point, one of your friends is going to be around when you're
True.
online.
And if you have a selection of female friends or male friends, and they're single as well, they may have already had a chat with the person.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes it's good amongst your friends say, "Oh, I met so and so online," and if they go, "Oh, him," or "Yeah, her,"
Hmm.
you can kind of get a forewarning of what's actually happened or gone on.
Plus, your friends, uh, now, not the ones that judge everybody and their brother, but your friends that you know, that you trust, that love you and can be objective, right? It's
Hmm.
always good to run these people by your friends
Oh God, yeah,
because they're always going to look out for you and tell it to you straight.
definitely. And there's sometimes when you're in a little bit of that heady rush
Oh, Helen.
of that, it's they can see through that, because they don't have the filter of the beginning feelings for the person.
Do what? What? I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said I agree with that because they don't have, like, when you really like somebody, sometimes you put on a little bit of blinders or rose-colored glasses,
Yeah.
whereas your friends are like, uh huh, no. I said you may, like, they may see something in him or her that really doesn't jive.
Yeah.
That's why, I always like having female friends, because if I were inclined that way and I was meeting a woman, they would be able to see things and tell things that my guy friends wouldn't.
And we tend to, like you said, especially if we get infatuated with someone because they're hot, right? Or they're dreamy, or they're a doctor, or they're the
They,
best things in sliced bread.
or they have the silver tongue and are able to say all the right things in your ear.
Oh, honey, yeah. That they're just doing all the right things, and you cannot, your heart's just all aflutter. If they're doing all of those things and you're just blinded, like you said, you get so blinded by all of that stuff, you're not thinking with the right brain.
True. It happens to men, it happens to women.
And that's what happens to so many people when they're so in this tornado, they end up marrying that person, and then all the curtains go down, and you're like, what the hell did I just do?
Exactly. And especially in the event that we're in now, where there are so many people that are ending their relationships
Yeah.
because of the confinement and so forth. But yeah, it's always good to get an objective person to see online. If your friends are online too, it's always good to see if they've had any interaction with the person.
Whoa, she makes a good point. I was in a situation over 10 years ago where the guy I was talking to did not want to meet my friends or my sisters. When I got that sign, I dropped him like a hot potato. No, ma'am. You go, girl.
That's right. I mean, if he's serious about you, he would have no qualms of meeting your friends or your family.
That was smart, smart, smart.
So, ordered steps. Why don't you come join us and give us some of your advice?
Oh,
Come
yeah.
online.
Because that guy could have been a serial killer for all you knew. Because he knew that they were going to pick up on something.
Exactly. Exactly. And sometimes your intuition goes a little wonky when you in that first few heady days. So that's why you do need your friends and or your family to.
Jesse Bear knows this guy we know. Tell me he is interested in me, but I think he is playing around.
I think he enjoys flirting with you because you're an attractive young woman. I think you both have similar hurt in your background, but you have to go with your gut instincts, because there's nothing wrong with flirting with someone. There's nothing wrong with having a decent banter back and forth. But if you know that you're not ready for anything more, just be straight up and say, I like flirting and bantering and chatting, but I'm not looking for a relationship. And if he doesn't respect that, then you know he was the wrong one.
Oh, yeah, I'll drop that like button. I'm sorry. Anytime y'all are wanting to get on and I'm not paying attention, tell me to drop that like button again. I forget that people just don't scroll up. I'm a dinkus sometimes. Here we go.
Yay! Who's joining? Who's joining? Who's coming in?
When you say it like that, it reminds me of the lion on Wizard of Oz.
Ravaz, yeah.
It is ordered steps. Welcome.
Yay!
Wizard of Oz.
Ravaz, yeah.
You might have to turn down your YouTube.
Ordered steps. What's that?
You might have to turn your volume down on your screen.
Ordered steps.
Okay, I can't. Hold on.
You can turn it down on your screen, actually. I mean, on the screen itself or whatever. Because you're in StreamYard. You can go to where you're in StreamYard in here and then turn down the one that you originally were in.
I usually mute my YouTube
Yeah.
and then come in the StreamYard, and that way I don't get the echo or feedback.
Are you there?
There's a message saying, "Let me try again."
Okay. I couldn't see it.
I slipped
Okay,
between
can you
the
hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Ooh, that was a lot of work. So what was the question again? Oh, all I know is that when hold on, let me. Okay. All I know is that when I was in the situation I was in, and like I said, it was either 10 years ago or a little over 10 years ago. And this guy, I mean, he was coming after me hard. He was like, oh, I need to get with this girl and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And he wasn't typically the kind of guy that I go after, but I'm the kind of person who will give somebody a chance regardless, because you just never know. And I should have listened to myself in the beginning, because what I like is what I like, and he wasn't what I liked. But I tried, and I saw a red flag in the beginning, but I said, let me not worry about that. And then, we hung out for maybe like a week and a half, and I like hanging out with my friends, and I like hanging out with my sisters. We always get together, and I was like, okay, well, I know it's nothing serious, but these are the people I hang around with all the time. So how about we just go to this cookout that's happening at my sister's house? He was like, nah, I ain't trying to do all that. And I said, so you don't want to meet my friends or my family, but you talking about you want to get to know me? Well, that's part of getting to know me, is to get to know the people around me. So if you don't want to do that, guess what? You got to go. So bye. Bye.
Exactly.
Right. And so after that, it was like, and I just stopped doing everything. I didn't answer any texts. I didn't answer any calls. And he started showing up at my house, like begging me. And I was like, nah, man, because you've already shown your true colors. I'm not about that life. So that's what I did.
Good.
But have you encountered any other types of red flags in your other relationships or other forays into online dating? Or
Are you talking to me, JC Bear?
oh yeah.
Oh, there have, and I think because of the kind of person that I am, and my mom, when she was alive, she used to tell me I was so harsh on people. But anytime I saw anything that was not right, I was out. I was out the first time. I was like, nope, that don't look right. It don't feel right, and I'm gone. So, if I get the inkling that something's going to go wrong, I'm out. So I usually don't let it get too far.
Yeah, I mean, it's always really good to follow your gut. I mean, I will tell you, I'm a spiritual person. That doesn't mean you have to be, but
I am.
that being said, your gut feeling, your head will lead you astray. We try to be clear thinkers, and that's important. Your heart will often lead you astray, because if you count on how you get into your love feelings, that can blind you. But that gut feeling, that gut instinct will rarely ever lead you astray. And spiritually speaking, that most often is where we get a lot of our guidance. You know what I mean? From God or the
Mhm.
universe or angels or whatever you want to call it. So if you listen to that, that's going to keep you safe.
Yeah.
There you are.
Yay!
Well,
You're
aren't you just as pretty as you can be?
thanks.
Oh my God, you're so young.
Oh, yeah. Well, don't let the face fool you. The gray hair, I got a couple of years on me. Not a lot, but a couple. Enough to have been in a situation 10 years ago.
When
So,
my students ask me how old I am, I tell them I'm 100.
oh, I tell mine 752.
I
Mm-hmm.
just tell them I was born in the Hebrew year 5576 and let them figure it out.
But
But
yeah,
I mean,
have you ever have you
sorry.
ever had any regrets ordered steps by your decisions?
yeah, because there's two in my past um, who I regretted being so harsh with and not given as much of a chance to, that I really do think would have been really good relationships. And one of them was with actually an ex, well, I won't say an ex friend, but he was an ex guy I was talking to, who I did meet online, and he's a cop now. Oh no, don't judge me. But and we were getting really close, and then there was one thing he said, and it just kind of it didn't sit right with me, so I cut it off, and then I got that gut feeling that said, why did you just do that? And so when I tried to go back and explain what happened, he had already gotten into the point of, you hurt me, and since I'm hurt, I don't want to have anything to do with you, that kind of thing. And then I got friend zoned by another one because because I was so hard on him. So yeah. So I try. I'm try. I'm in rehab, trying to get soft, trying to get my hardness not to be so hard, but it's hard to do.
Well, sometimes it's about, the other thing is looking within ourselves, right?
Right.
To figure out, are we really into that person or not?
Hmm.
And making those decisions about, are we with a certain person for the right reasons? And are we pushing people away for the right reasons?
Well, see, and I think somebody said it in the chat earlier about because of some trust issues, sometimes you push people away because of that. And that, I think that could have been part of the case too. And then I tend to wall up sometimes
Yeah,
because of some stuff that's happened in the past. And I and especially when I'm around someone who says that he has like the same beliefs and values that I do, and then it turns out that he doesn't, just because of you know what he wanted to get out of it. That's where I sit, and I'm just like, okay, you don't have to lie to me and tell me that you have the same beliefs and stuff that I do, just to be able to talk to me. I'm pretty open minded. I mean, yeah, I'm a follower of Christ and I believe in Jesus, but just like Jesus, I'm not trying to push that on anybody. That's where I sit. That's my beliefs. But I'm not going to push somebody away just because they don't have the exact same beliefs that I do. But
right. But I mean,
in-
sometimes things all go back to making a list of what are the most important values that you hold dear where they're non negotiable.
mhm,
And those are the things you hold on to. And they, like I said, they are non negotiable. You don't deviate from it.
mhm,
And then you look at the things where you would give an inch or two on, right? And
mhm.
then the things that don't matter whatsoever. Everything else is like outside of that circle. It doesn't matter.
Right.
So that's kind of how you have to base it. The primary thing is you're non negotiable.
Okay.
And then you sort of visualize for yourself what you really truly need in your life in a significant other.
But
You,
then, okay, so I got into, and I don't mean to monopolize Shakespeare Bear. I don't mean to monopolize in here, but I had this conversation with somebody else like a couple of days ago, and I don't know how it came up, but somebody came into my office and was saying, well, we gotta make sure that everybody has somebody they can talk to. And I just said, well, what about the people who choose to be single? What if they don't want somebody? What if they're content in their single life? Because being in a relationship is not for everybody.
Well, I mean, personally, being single can be quite fulfilling,
Hmm.
and having your a good set of friends and family is quite it can be quite fulfilling.
Hmm.
And you don't have to really be in a relationship to be happy and content, as long as it's good for you.
Right.
And that's the thing. If it's good for you and you're emotionally fulfilled and you have a good set of friends, and or a good set of family, or a chosen family in some cases,
Hmm.
and you're happy and you enjoy pursuing your own interests and occasionally having going out with somebody for companionship or dancing, it's all good,
Yeah.
in
I
my
Okay.
mean,
opinion.
it's all about being honest with yourself
Right.
and not trying to convince yourself things are a certain way just because you don't want to get hurt.
Right.
But that's the other thing, is that to run away because you don't like, we've all been hurt in our past. I've been dumped or rejected on a multitude of things. Too old, too bald, too fat, too hairy, not hairy enough, not heavy enough, the whole thing. We've
Hmm.
all been there. By a
Hmm.
certain age range, you're there. Um, and I say, fine, if you don't want to get to know me because of those things, I'm good with that, because I probably don't want to get to know you either,
Hmm.
because you're showing me what your value is.
Right.
But with being single, it's all about how you feel. If you feel empty, not because society or whatever, but if you feel empty because you don't have someone, that's a different issue. But if you feel good about yourself and proud, and you can hold your head up high, then a relationship is a nice to have, but not a
Hmm.
requirement for you.
Right. Then you do
But
you,
but
boo.
that's
I
just
mean,
that's just my view on it.
Right.
I remember, Dana's the professional here. I'm just an old guy with a lot of experience.
Right.
bottom line, it's all about being honest with yourself. I mean, there's a lot of people that look. I love my husband. Don't get me wrong, but if people were to leave me tomorrow, I'm good alone.
Hmm.
I would want to spend time with people. Don't get me wrong. I- If we weren't in pandemic, I would want to go out dancing.
Hmm.
I would want to flirt. It doesn't mean I wouldn't want to date. Would I want to spend the rest of my life with somebody again? I just don't know that.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I
Hmm.
would want to have companionship with people, spend
Right.
time with friends, and do things.
Right. And I understand that. I think I was just speaking from the romantic relationship part of it.
Right.
And so, like I was saying, the guy who had come into my office, he was asking for himself, because there's a there's a girl at work who he's really interested in, but he doesn't know how to approach her. And I was like, office romances can get a little messy, but
Oh, yeah.
but I was like, our company doesn't frown upon it, because there's a lot of people who we work with who are either married or dating each other. So I said, if you like her, step to her, if you and see what she says, because you won't know unless you actually do it. And I
He
said, but
need,
I'm not going to try to be your person. I'm not going to try to revert back to seventh grade and try to run to her for you, because I'm not the one. You need to do it for yourself.
He was trying to enlist you as his wingman.
Yeah,
oh, Lord. Tell him
right,
he needs to read the room first.
right. And I did. And I told him, what the thing was, he said, well, you hang around with her a lot, So I figured that you know her, and I was like, no, I hang around with her a lot because we work together. Just because we work together doesn't make us friends. So
Yeah.
um, I don't know.
No, true. And plus, you don't sound like you were really into being his wingman. So he must not have been someone that you knew very well or were very comfortable with on advocating on his part.
Well, it wasn't that. It was the fact that he has come to me several times before that, and I've already told him what to do, and he had started getting on my nerves.
Oh, so he was being lazy.
Right. He wanted me to do the work that he should have been doing.
Yeah, he
Oh
was being
my
lazy.
goodness.
Right.
But I would like to ask you a question, ordered steps.
Okay.
Throughout my time on YouTube, I guess you may know that I have two young nieces, one 10 and one 8.
Okay.
And I'm trying to understand it from a woman's point of view. So as their uncle, I can sometimes go into overprotective dad mode, okay?
Okay.
But what advice do you think I should try and instill or give them for when they start on this road? Like right now, they're only 10 and 8. I'm praying that it's not until their college years, but I got to be realistic. What advice would you
Who?
have me give them or so forth?
Let me see. No, I'll go off the experience because I have a niece who is 16 right now, and I'll go off of some of the advice I gave her when she was younger. Um, First of all, like what Dana was saying, don't don't talk to him because your friends want you to do it. It's what you want to do, but make sure that if you're not feeling it, that you be honest and just say, "Hey, you're not my type. We can be friends or whatever." But at 10 and 8, I don't even think they should be even looking that way.
No. But I'd like to get some prepared work because,
Oh, prepare.
you know,
Okay,
you know,
moving forward.
14
Okay,
comes around very quick.
Oh
And
Lord,
I,
yeah.
true,
and I
true.
know that girls mature faster in certain ways than
Okay,
guys.
okay,
And they start looking at the older boys. They don't
right,
start looking at the 14-year-old boys. They start looking
right.
at 15, 16, 17-year-old boys.
Oh, there will be a problem that Dana, you're going to have to help me out if I see a 17 or 18-year-old around my 14-year-old niece.
Ugh.
There's going to be some problems.
My
Sorry,
14
I got off topic, but anyways.
Yeah, it's fine. What
my
I told, oh, go ahead, Dana. I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry. My
You
14,
said something.
almost 15-year-old niece, she has got 16, 17-year-old boys after her.
Hmm. What I told my niece was, with if you ever get to that point and a young man says that he really likes you and he wants to get to know you, then tell him, hey, will you meet my dad or my uncle or my auntie Tasha first? That's my first name. My auntie Tasha first, because they already know I'm pretty good at reading people, and um and if he says no, not yet, then what I told her was that, well, give him a little bit more time, and then if he's still coming at you and say, hey, I would like to spend some time with you, then say, hey, come on, let's go tell my mom and dad, because I'm not in charge of me. I'm still living at my parents' house, and they want to just see who you are. And and I think that's where she got started. And now she every time she does something, she will text me and say, "Hey, Auntie Tasha, will you look this person up and see if they're okay? Or here's what he said to me. How would you handle this situation?" And so I think that as long as what Dana was saying, as long as they have her non-negotiable, or their non-negotiable, because you said two nieces, as long as they have those set in place, and that they know that they have you to support them, and knowing that they can come to you and talk about the situation, that'll get them started. But if they start feeling uncomfortable at any point, and that this is important, at any point, then they can get out of there. They don't have to be pressured to do anything, not even to can I hold your hand? If they don't want to hold hands with a little boy, they don't have to.
Look,
But
I had to talk with my daughter. I said, look, when she started going through puberty, I mean, she brought a book to me at 8 saying, what is all this sex stuff I hear?
mm-mm,
8, 8.
mm-mm,
So I had to get a book that was age appropriate, read it to her. Oh my Lord. I ordered that book, and to my duress, that book comes in and there's a picture a cartoon picture, mind you. And the mom looks like me, and the cartoon picture looks like her dad in cartoon form. And I thought I was going to have a heart attack.
Oh
Talk
my
about the
God.
birds and bees. So, anyways, go forward. As she goes into puberty, I was like, your body is your body. No one is allowed to touch anything on your
right,
body.
right.
And I said, you know, guys are going to want to go after that. They're going to want to hit that, and they're going to say anything possible to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way it is. And they're going to go after every girl because their hormones are raging. And I said, that is yours. It is like a gift for you to give someone that you are in love with.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to tell you they are in love with you. Do not believe it. So, I mean, I was having those kind of talks with her early. You
Well,
have to tell them the truth.
Right.
usually I do the crazy uncle thing and go, so is there anybody that you like in your class? Is there anybody that, that you chat with a lot in your class? And I just keep it like that just to let them open up and tell me. And sometimes never ask an 8-year old their opinion, they'll give it to you straight
Oh,
up.
yeah, 100. They'll tell you everything. No,
Right.
no filters. They will tell you the truth when they're 8. I
And
mean,
but I just want to keep that type of openness with them, especially
yeah,
as they start to mature into young women. They may feel embarrassed talking to their uncle about certain things. So
Mm-hmm.
I just want to try and make sure that they can talk to me about certain things,
Well, and the thing too is if you approach it and tell them that you're giving
or
them
if they want to, that
perspective,
first type of thing.
yeah, as long as you're giving them that the guy's perspective, because a lot of times, um, you know, that's what they want to know. And like I was saying, that's one of the reasons why I was telling my niece about, when she was around that age, about if a little boy or young man wants to hold your hand and you don't want him to. Same thing. What you were saying, Dana, with telling them, oh, it's a gift and nobody's allowed to touch you if you don't want them. And that's why I said, if you do not want him to hold your hand, you do not have to allow him to do that.
right.
And so start out with some of the smaller things and approach those bigger topics too. But I think a lot of times we do talk about some of the bigger topics, the sex topics and stuff, and we forget about those other little approaches that we can do because yeah, we tell them don't allow them to try to hit that how you said it, Dana,
Yeah.
but also,
They're
but
going to want to hit that.
but also like because when I was coming up through school, when little boys would try to come up behind me just to grab my hand or something, and I would, jerk it away from them, and they tell me I was stuck up just because I wouldn't let them hold my. And I'm like, but I don't have to let you hold my hand. That's me. You're not allowed to do that. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's just your hand. It starts with those little things. If we let them do the little things, then it'll work up to the big things sometimes. So we have to talk about that stuff too, especially with the little bitty girls.
Yeah. But I
So.
mean, it's just like it goes back to us, even as women,
Mhm.
grown women, and men, even men. We get into these patterns of, even online, we don't want to hurt people's feelings.
Oh gosh.
We don't want to, we think about, or we get worried about even people we do not know online, about we want to be considerate or empathetic or whatever, and don't want to make them feel bad. So sometimes we let things go to a certain level because we don't want to crush a person on the other side.
But then we end up hurting ourselves in the process.
Bingo. So we have to find that line to say, okay, I'm really not into them, but I don't want to be this person that's treated me XYZ.
Hmm.
So when you realize you're really not into them, how have you handled it? Right? In the past, you've said you've cut things off. And when I have found that I'm really not into them, I've tried to like reel it
Mm.
in the past before I was married and say, I've taken it back to the friend zone or tried to just keep it on topics of interest. You know what I mean? Like you
Hmm.
would when
Hmm.
you're genuinely interested in different topics. And either A, they would get tired of trying to take it somewhere and they wouldn't come back, or they would keep digging. And I would have to say, I really appreciate you. You're an attractive person and you have a lot to offer, but I'm just not in that place right now.
Okay. Because that's where I was gonna go with. Because isn't it better to go ahead and let them know up front where you stand rather than kind of stringing it along?
Yeah, rather than have a drag along.
Right.
Unfortunately, sometimes we fool ourselves
Right.
thinking that we're more interested than we are
Oh yeah.
until at some point we go, man, am I really that interested? And you realize that you kind of aren't, or you have to take a seat back and go, am I just interested because I'm lonely?
Right.
True.
Ugh.
And sometimes
Now,
it's
what do I do?
Ugh.
true because sometimes it's nice to have two or three people all chatting you up and all, you know, flirting with you and sending you little heart emojis and it's just as much a rush for guys. I'm just saying it's just as much a rush for guys when you have two or three people that are saying, "Oh, how's your morning?" and sending you little hearts and stuff. I may be crazy, but it makes me feel good. I'm sorry, it does.
Adam says the new world is just as challenging and it's hard to know how to navigate through this process. I mean,
Mhm.
right, wrong, or indifferent, if you're lonely and people are flirting and chatting you up, just like in the everyday walking outside world, it's fun to flirt. It's an ego boost and it lifts your heart up to know someone's attracted to you or they're flirting with you. That's just that's just reality until someone gets hurt. Until
Mhm.
someone that is flirting with you is genuinely interested and maybe you're not, then that's one of those things where, oh, I'm not that into them. Then what
Hmm.
do you do?
True, and if you do know that up at front, I agree with you. Ordered steps. I think it's easier to say, I like you, but in this capacity only.
Mhm.
If you can handle that, great. But when you like somebody and you start foraying into more heavy flirting and conversations and you start to get vested in them,
Mhm.
or if you start to get uninvested in them because you're like, this really isn't what it is, it's sometimes, I can remember the days where it was a lovely summer affair and you knew like come September you'd be going your own ways. And I think it's nothing wrong to say, I've really enjoyed this, but I don't think it can go any further and kind of end it like in those old time, where you met somebody in May or June and but you just were both going off to school or whatever come September
Mhm.
and just have that nice little affair thing. I think that's another way of trying to end something when you know it's not really working. Now, if their response, even if they're hurt, is vulgar or rude,
Mhm.
then that reveals more about them on how they handle items like this. And then that's when you have to be prepared to, put them on the block.
Vintage says it's like a virtual love note, which is mostly surface, isn't it? Whereas before you'd go through the effort to get fancy stationery. Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, nowadays, yeah.
That's very true. And
Mhm.
Man, it's so easy to look. I'm even married. I'm not dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every once in a while, I might find myself flirting just a little bit. Not enough to be wrong. Not enough to be cheating on my husband or wrong like that. Sometimes you can't help but flirt a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just in a jokey kind of way. Not like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
dig myself a hole. Not in a way my husband's going to be upset. Not in a way I won't show my husband. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Hey, if it gets you a better cut of steak at the butcher, why not?
Yeah. You know, if somebody's going to open the door for me, oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wink, wink.
Appreciate
Thank,
it. Thank you.
thank you, sir.
Yep.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
How are
Hey,
you,
Angie.
Angie?
Hey, how you doing?
How are you doing?
Oh, hanging in there. Yeah, I was just sitting back here listening to you all.
Well, I'm so happy you're here.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Yep.
So, what do you
Well, I
think
was
about
just
all this?
originally I was going to talk about or bring up the subject that I'm currently in a long distance relationship of 2 years, almost 2 years, and it is long distance. He is across the way. He's in Dubai, and
Whoa.
we've not actually, yeah. So and we kind of broken up off and on, but for the most part we were always together, and it was like hot and heavy. It was, I love into the I love you, and but now it's to the point where we I think, I don't know if it's because he kept dropping out of the picture a couple of times,
Yeah,
and I I don't know if it's my feelings. I mean, my feelings have never changed, but and now it's like, okay, I'm settling down, and we're talking about coming together, being together, eventually getting married. But now it's like he chats and we talk, but it's like only, it used to be 2 or 3 times a day. Now it's down to maybe once a day. And it's like not, and it's like when you're talking about the signs and the signals, and I'm noticing we talk less and less. We don't talk as long. Or if you call me, and then we'll talk for a little bit, and then he gets off the phone, and I know because there's a big time difference.
yeah,
But I know. And then I even got to the point where I even started flirting with other people, for which I know is bad. But it was because I guess he wasn't like giving me the attention that I wanted. Even though
right.
I tried to tell him, he'll be okay for a minute and then back to the same habits. And now it's like he's back to the same way. It's like, I love you, but I love you. You're my everything, but yet you don't show me that I'm your everything. So that's basically it.
So he doesn't show you that you're his everything.
Not like he used to. Not like he used to.
So do you
So
face chat? I mean, do you see each other when you chat?
no, just pictures. Nope.
Have you
Oh,
Nope.
ever
But
seen each other when you chatted?
mm-mm, no.
oh,
Oh wow.
I know what you guys are saying. He's probably what you call it. He's probably catfishing me, but I don't know. It's just like with his voice. I don't know. It's just something I know he's authentic, but
Mm.
okay.
I don't know.
And
Sure.
Angie,
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Angie, are
yeah.
you always the one initiating the
that
calls?
that was gonna be my
No,
question.
nope. It's
Hmm.
both. It's both of us. He calls me a lot. I call him. He'll call me at any time. It's not. No, it's both of us.
Okay. And so, what is the sorry ordered steps? I just have to ask this next one. Is probably what you're
No,
thinking.
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What is the problem with having the FaceTime, Zoom, or Skype face to face sessions?
Right.
Okay, now the well, I'll say excuse. The first was, and which I did check it out. They don't in Dubai. They don't do. You can't do Skype. They're very restricted as to the type of online um, communications that their government allows. So it's only you go through their internet provider. I forgot what it was, and I think now the only thing they're allowing is like I think it's Google Hangouts and something else I forgot, something through their internet telecommunications company. So that's the only two ways that we can chat, and they don't do Skype. So, but I did ask him, and then he says, "Oh, we can't do that." So I don't know. I'm doubtful. I am.
Do they get YouTube?
Does he get YouTube?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Actually, I've never asked him, but I never asked him because I've sent him stuff through YouTube, but I never asked him about him accessing. No, you know what? I take that back because we used to send like love songs to each other online, and he'll send me something. I'll send him through a format that I had, a different program, and then he would send me something on you like a song that he thought I would like. He'll send it to me on YouTube.
You need to tell him to come watch this show and not tell him you're going to be here next Saturday at 8:00.
Tell him. Oh.
Don't tell him you're going to be here now.
I have one more question for Angie.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, JC.
Has he ever sent you a video of himself saying your name or saying anything else?
Or brushing his teeth?
Yeah, but no.
Trust me.
You want him to send you a video saying, "Hey, Ange, thinking of you this morning." Try that and let me know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try it.
Hey, Angie, what's the time difference?
Like right now it's 9:30 here, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3.
I'm talking about
it's 6:30. Huh?
In Dubai. What would be the time
it's
there
6:30 a.m. Right here. I'm in Eastern time for me. I'm in South Carolina, so it's 9:30 here, and it's 6:30 in the morning there. 9-hour difference.
So you tell him next Saturday at 6:30 at early in the morning to come watch this channel. And don't tell him you're going to be
Okay.
Angie, I don't want to bring you down, but I'm not getting the warm and fuzzies on this.
I'm not either. To be honest.
I know.
I don't want to bring you down or anything, but I'm just not getting the warm and fuzzies.
You are a beautiful, intelligent woman.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You could get a hunk of Burning Man close by.
Well, I've tried that. It hasn't worked out.
If you can't find them in South Carolina, come up to North Carolina. We got some up here.
Okay.
And I'm in Georgia.
For you.
So you mean I am surrounded by Southern ladies?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm happy tonight. That makes my Saturday night.
It's more about your confidence. You're more confident with him because he's online and far away.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And because he finds you exotic. To him, you're exotic.
Yeah, he's younger than I am, and he said that he liked me because I was more settled. So he was married before, and supposedly he was cheated on by his wife with his best friend. So
Angie, how much younger is he?
He's 40, and I'm 59.
Okay. No, that's
I hear
cool.
crickets.
I say more power to you, Ange. But in all seriousness, he he should be able to send you a video if he can't FaceTime.
Yeah, and the
When you
reason, I'm sorry,
is
go ahead.
is he is he an American working over there, or is he a native of
No,
Dubai?
he's a what you call it? He's an Emirati. He's native to Dubai. Yeah.
And money is flowing like water in Dubai.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
So he would have found a way to meet you by now.
yeah, this, yeah, yeah, I guess.
I, I, I'm, like I said, I just want you to be more guarded and more
Shannon.
analytical
Mm-hmm.
when you're chatting with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, a simple video you can send of just him saying, "Hello, Ange. It's give me whatever his first name is. Just thinking of you. I'm off to work today." Something like that, like something tangible where he has to
Mm-hmm.
say your name. And in the video, it's just based on some of my old catfish scams that I had in my own past. So I just want to share that with you. Where, and also, here's the other thing: have you taken that picture and done an image Google search, reverse search?
Yeah. Yep.
And
I have had like 20 pictures of him so far, and nothing comes up.
okay, well,
Nothing.
that's at least one good thing that it hasn't come up on any other sites.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because I did even in one of our like arguments like last year, and like I said something to him like, I said you're probably not even who you say you are, and then he's like, he was like livid, like I am who I say I am. So I'm like, okay, so, but
Has he ever mailed you a card?
no,
Tell him that
no,
you want a birthday card, an old-fashioned birthday card.
no,
It's
just
not
he
that
just called
expensive to
me.
mail. Not that
No,
expensive.
you're right. You're right.
See,
You're
this is
right.
where my dad instincts come in, and I should keep my mouth shut, but I just
No,
can't.
it's
Okay.
No, no, you're fine. No, you're fine. You're fine.
Angie,
No.
how long did you say you've been talking to him? I can't remember.
Since 2019, since September 2019.
Okay.
Yep.
You know, here's the bottom line. Everybody sees how attractive you are. And everybody knows with your confidence up that you could have what you wanted. That's the truth. It's all about confidence. And they just
Well,
don't
thank you.
want you sitting back, holding on to somebody that's over there because your heart feels full.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
let me be honest, sometimes it's easier to hold on to something we know than the unknown.
True. True.
Because you know how it feels connecting with this person you've never seen in person. You know the feeling of the connection,
Right.
but you don't know the tangible person. So you'd rather have the feeling of what little you know than having to deal with the unknown of finding somebody that you could actually hold on to.
Yeah. It sounds plausible. Yeah. You're probably right. Yeah. You're probably right.
And Shannon Van does raise a point. You may not feel comfortable giving your actual address out, so that's something
Mm-hmm.
to consider.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I don't
he
think
knows.
it's
He has my address. He has my address. Yeah.
And he's never sent you a card, a letter, a nothing from Dubai.
Nope. No.
Well, you better tell his butt to get on this show next Saturday morning, and you show up and don't tell him you're here. I'll catfish him.
oh my god. Ordered steps. I would love to play poker with you because I know whether you're holding a good or bad hand. You're so expressive.
She's cracking up. She's like, "Yeah, let's get him. Let's get him, girl. Let's get him."
I'm already plotting and planning. I'm already doing it. I'm ready. All right.
Oh,
Yeah. Mm.
okay, well, I don't want to keep you guys, and hold up with this conversation. So I'll let
No,
you talk to someone else.
But
I loved hearing you on here, and just know that we love you in here. We just want you to have the best for you.
Well, thank you.
definitely, and I I know what it's like to get catfished. So I'm a bit of a hard ass when it comes to certain red flags, and I just want you to feel confident in whatever relationship you're pursuing. So that's why it's like, no, if he already has your address, then he better damn well send you a card saying I'm thinking of you, or a video saying your name, saying I'm thinking of you.
And I don't blame you for getting your flirt on. Mm-mm.
Oh God, no! It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to flirt, and let me tell you,
Let's go flirt.
it keeps my
Yeah,
fur
because
shiny.
I guess because what happened was originally is I moved from Georgia to South Carolina 2 years ago, and I was in a 12-year relationship, and he and I are still friends, but we broke it off, and I moved here. So I guess I was like bored, and so that's what I started getting online, and so that's I guess how all that started. So
But Dubai, honey,
yeah. Yeah, I know. I because actually I just talked to somebody from Dubai a couple days ago, and he chatted with me online. Even though he was a jerk, he chatted with me online.
He chatted
So,
with you online from Dubai. Did you see him?
yep,
Well,
yes,
that tells you right
He-
there. Boyfriend can see you
yeah.
from Dubai.
I know he sent me a picture first because his profile didn't have his picture, and I said, oh, but I said something to him, and I said, he said, oh, do you want to see me? I said, yeah. So he sent me his picture first, and then we chatted online for a few minutes.
And you could see
But
him. You could see him live.
yep,
So,
I can see
so
my
boyfriend was lying to you.
Take it away.
yeah.
Ordered steps.
No, I'm gonna hold in for right now, but Angie, I'm gonna keep you on my list though, girl. 'Cause you right across the line from me. I got you.
Huh?
I said you're just right across the line from me, so I got you if you need me.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
And I'm on the other side.
Right.
We got you like a sandwich.
Okay.
No, or do you have me? No, I got no. Yep.
See, I don't have to worry about you anymore because these two will take them down hard. I just know how to bury them. Right? I know how to mix the concrete.
Okay.
I didn't hear that.
I said I don't have to worry about Angie anymore
I
because
don't
you
want to
two
hear it
will.
again. I don't. La 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 la. I didn't hear that, JC Bear.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those buzzwords.
I can help escort them along.
I am not the mafia. No, I'm not the mafia.
Sorry, I just get too into it, and it's a subject that really. So I'll be quiet now.
Oh, I know. I felt my blood boiling. I had to like turn the volume down because I was about to not get so ladylike. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but so you now have some foundation when the next time you're talking to him that, well, my friend who's stationed in the UAE, I can talk to face, so I don't see what your excuse is.
You're
that?
right.
Do you know that if he was close by, you know that famous scene where she takes all his clothes and throws them out in the yard, out in the driveway, and she lights the match. She goes, That's what it makes me feel like.
Oh,
You know, it had famous Whitney Houston on it and all those women.
Oh, waiting to exhale. That's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah. Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm that one. The one that lights the clothes on fire. That's me.
Oh my God, you guys are killing me tonight. You're killing me, but I love it.
Oh man.
Girl.
Hmm.
We need to get together and just send him his goodbye note. Mm.
No, I
I
want
know.
to see it
I'm.
first. I want
And
to
you
see it first.
Huh?
and you need to enjoy it. We need to do it live online. Hmm.
God.
Oh my God, I've
Yeah.
unleashed the beast.
I want to get him. I'm angry now.
Uh, well, I'm trying to work my way up to just really, I guess, bringing it up and just having a serious heart to heart or a c'est la vie.
Oh, you had a heart to heart, all right. I'll give him a say la vie.
Woo.
I got to say la vie. We'll find you another one on here somehow. We'll have a dating game or something and find you another one. Let's get rid of that butt.
I will not comment because then Deanna will have to ban me. Okay, so it's simple as that.
Oh,
Oh my goodness. Man, we could have another one of these shows about how do you know they're not that into you. Well, we found that out. And how do you know? Well, he's into you for all the wrong reasons.
mm-hmm.
You just found out you're not that into him because he's a hot mess.
And the only thing you've exchanged are pleasantries, flirtations, and love songs, correct, Ange?
She
More than
pleads
that.
the fifth. She pleads the fifth.
I'm feeding the
Ooh,
fifth.
ooh! I would not. You don't want ordered steps as your prosecuting attorney. I seen that. I seen that look that you're giving.
There's a
I just
little
had
bit
to
of
move.
this and this and mm.
Oh my God! Oh my God! I'm gonna pour myself some scotch.
Oh, Lord.
It's Saturday night. I'm allowed. It's cold north of the border. I need something to keep me warm.
Oh my goodness. But you got you got some other flirt going on. I say just flirt with them.
Well, and I did, and I was trying to be good, but he's like, I really was. I was like, okay, he said he didn't talk to anybody else, but I'm like, okay. So I said, I will stop talking. He's like, I don't want you talking to anybody else. I'm like, okay. But I was trying to be good. But after, I was like, I'm starting to like, I don't know.
I
Like
give
I
you
said,
you don't have to be good no more.
okay.
No more. He just likes the ego and the power. You don't have to be good no more. Do your thing.
But Angie, in your defense, it can get very romantic. It can get very comfortable. It can get very, you know, it's like, oh, I don't have to worry because I'm going to talk to so and so at this time, and you exchange all those flirtations, and sometimes maybe a little more flirtations and so forth, which is all good. But there comes a time he's got to either put up or shut up and let you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look,
Because
he's
go ahead.
had time. He could have already been on screen saying, "Hey, baby," he didn't do that. He's got to go. The other one came on like that.
True, but Ange, ultimately, if you want to give him one more chance, that's up to you. But
Right.
if he doesn't come through, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
call it being the double knot spy. Set up a list. If he doesn't pass those little check marks, you got your answer.
Mhm. Okay.
And go by your gut.
I should have. I probably. I don't know. I should have listened to my gut about a year ago.
Always listen to your gut. Don't ignore
Yeah.
your gut. I'm saying that to everybody. I'm not yelling at you. I'm not yelling. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I know.
But always
Yeah.
listen to your gut. And Paranormal Witch Pixie, when you changed your name, Willow, it's just messed me up. My advice to you is finish what we talked about earlier. Finish taking that test.
Yes.
Focus and take that test.
Yes.
Focus on that right now. Don't focus on any man right now. Focus on that right now. And then once you get that done, then you listen to your gut instinct and you aim higher than what you've already had because you're a nice looking woman. You got a future ahead of you. You visualize what you want. You aim higher and you don't settle for less. That's my advice. Because there is someone out there for you, but you got to jump these initial hoops first. Because, girl, you got it going on. You just got to get your confidence up. You are loved. I mean, look, I've been there where my confidence was beaten down. I knew I had the tools in my toolbox, but I had been through some stuff with my first marriage and had a baby on the hip that had special needs. And I was in a place that I was like, I adore my baby, but we are a lot. I had a baby with cerebral palsy, and he had, uh, special medical problems. And I was like, I adore him, but this is a lot, and I'm not going to do this to anybody. Nobody's going to love him like I'm going to love him. And
Mm-hmm.
trust me, he looked like a cherub. He was a doll, okay? But he had a lot of medical problems.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought, we are not marryable. That was what was in my head, and I was settled to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was mistaken. I would flirt and carry on, but I had no intention of getting married ever, ever, ever again.
Right.
And I was completely mistaken. And my friends put me on a dating site. I've told the story before. But ultimately, what happened, I was convinced I wasn't going to get married. And one night I got upset and I had a come to Jesus talk with God. And I'm surprised I wasn't struck down by lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want specific? I got your specific. I need a partner that's this and this, educated, never been married before, doesn't have kids because a special needs kid would be too hard for other kids to have to incorporate. Not that I didn't love kids. I was thinking of other kids, how hard it would be. Not married, never been divorced, doesn't have kids, educated, loves my son. The list was impossible. Let me put it, I went on a 30-minute rant. And at the end of the list, I said, oh, and I have a thing for European men. Do you think he can do that? And I had that whole tone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I turned around and took my shower. 4 days later, I kid you not, I accidentally met this man that sent me a note on that dating site I didn't want to be on. And he had mistaken me for another Dana. Come to find out, he lived 20 miles from me, had just come off of a contract for Sprint in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, where I grew up, but I now live in Georgia. He'd come back to Georgia, to that place 20 miles from me. The contract was in a neighborhood I grew up in. He tried to rent the house that I grew up in, but it was already leased. So he leased my piano teacher's house in that other state. He had all the proof, the lease, the pictures, everything, the gas bill, that's where he had lived while he was on that contract.
Wow.
So he comes back to Georgia and he wanted to meet me, and I was resistant. I was rude. Not hateful, but abrupt. And I felt guilty for being abrupt because I didn't want to deal with any relationships. He left me his number, so I felt so guilty. You know how you can star 69 or whatever to block your number? I
Mm-hmm.
blocked my phone number so I could call and apologize. And when he picks up the phone, he has an accent. Not a Georgian accent, mind you. He has a European accent. He was he grew up in Denmark. He was Danish. And when I said European, I didn't specify. So I almost fell out of my shoes. And I didn't say anything for a minute because I was like, what the, And he was like, are you there? And I was like, I'm sorry, I just didn't expect that accent. And I called to apologize. So everything I asked for on that Come to Jesus talk, he was it. He even had a birthmark on the back of his neck that my son had. And how they talk about stork bites. The
Mm-hmm.
only thing I forgot to put on the list was rich.
Well, you can't have everything.
Right. But my point being is make a list, visualize it, know thyself, be specific, and know your worth. You get what I'm saying? Don't
I get you.
undervalue yourself. And know that what you want and need in the world is already there. It's already there. You just have to ask for it and not settle for what's coming to you. Not settle for what's, answering the click.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So count us as some of your friends that are telling you it's there and send this fool packing because he doesn't know what he's already got. Or he would have already shown his face, sent you a card, etc. But ultimately, it is your choice. You have free will. It is your heart, and you have to follow your gut. We just care about you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So
Anyway,
what are you going to do, Ange? Or Andy? What are you going to do? Or what do you think? Or you got to think about it till next week. Because you got to report back in.
Right,
We're not
because
letting you off. We are
right,
not letting you off the hook, darling. You
because we're
got to
all
come
doing
back
that
next
next week.
Saturday.
Right.
Don't make me send ordered steps after you. That's exactly.
um, like I was saying, well, I was, like I said, I wanted to have a nice talk, to him, talk with him about all this. So, and I was going to take it from there. I'm to the point where I'm just like, I'm getting kind of disgusted, and I just like I want to let it go, but I don't.
yeah,
Mm, I'm just, I'm just, because he hurt me a couple times by dropping out of the picture, and I don't know, but like I said, I just kind of, you're like I said, you giving me mixed signals, and then you love me, but then you know I hardly hear from you, and it's just like I said, I'm tired. I'm getting tired. So
Then that means it's time for some action.
Yeah.
and that means we're holding you accountable
Mm-hmm.
because you you're a lovely woman, and you can be completely empowered to take control of this part of your life,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that we'll back you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you.
So next Saturday we're looking for a report,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Ordered Steps is going to grade it,
Yep.
because I got a little bit more of a softer heart than Ordered Steps does. So trust me, you got to go in front of that teacher with your report. Good luck.
Just saying.
But that being said, I have gone so way over it's cray cray. It's so easy to do, right?
Yep, it
so,
is.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
go ahead.
and I would like to ask you the same question I asked Ordered Steps. Because my nieces, they're only 10 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a good uncle, what advice would you give me when they start in their first forays into dating and so forth, when they finally hit their teen years?
Oh my. Whew, the times have changed so much, and oh geez. Uh First of all, no means no.
Thank you.
Because especially the boys and their hormones. I mean, girls do too, but it's more so the boys. Um, no means no, and um, with the telling you of the "I love you" and all that, um, it's just it's it's time to maybe do that late. It's later. That comes later, and just enjoy hanging out with a person, going to movies, something like that. Going as a group. But you know, I know they all get crushes and all. I know my kids are grown, so um, I not really didn't really have that talk with them that much. But that's basically what I would tell them. The first thing is like no means no. Period. Point blank.
Well, they're in
Mm,
Taekwondo, so I'm trying to make sure that we keep them up in that so they get to so that they know how to defend themselves. So, but no good. It's just, I just
that's
want to be able to have them be open enough to talk to their uncle about stuff that they might not be comfortable with their parents initially.
mm,
But I'd like
yeah.
to be able to give them some guidance that just doesn't come from an uncle perspective, but learn
Mm,
from you guys.
yeah. Tell them that you care, and you're only, of course, you'll say that you're looking out for their best interest. You were a boy, not saying you would be the same way, but I'm just saying, and you know how boys can be because you are a boy, a male,
Oh God, yeah.
so you
Yeah,
know,
we
you
can be
know,
dogs at times. Yes, I will admit it. Yes, we can be, especially in during the puberty years.
yeah. So that
Every
would be my advice.
Listen,
Cool.
everybody's asking for some homework. So my homework to you is I want you all to really think about it and look within and think about what are your non-negotiables. Even if you're married or you have a boyfriend or girlfriend or you're looking for a relationship, what are the things really important to you in your connection with other people, emotionally, spiritually, physically? Things that give you soul food, things that nurture you on a deep level, that, you know, nurture your life and bring joy to it, happiness to it. Because that's what is important with us being here.
Mm-hmm.
Lifting people up, love, you know?
Hmm.
Not squashing us down, making us feel less than.
Right.
Life is too short in many ways. It's important for us to give each other that feel good. That's what basically we're looking for in this. When it
Yeah.
starts being less than, Is it worth it? We're looking to lift each other. You trying to make people feel better. You need that too,
Right.
right? So
Yeah.
go inside and be honest with yourself and look at your non negotiables. What helps to make your life richer? And learn to listen to your gut instincts. And
Okay.
know that beyond grateful am I that you all are becoming a part of this community and that you are so important to me and I love you so very much. I do. And I hope to see you again next week.
You definitely will.
Yep.
You definitely will.
You have no choice. You have to give us your report card, Angie.
Exactly.
Are you going to deny me listening to three lovely ladies from the South?
No.
Well, then, next
Well,
Saturday night, it's a date. You can't stand me up.
Right.
okay.
I
He's
haven't
got
been
All
a
stood
right.
up in a long time, and I'll be darned if it's going to be on the channel.
he's got a thing for southern accents.
Oh God, yes. Oh, I can listen to a southern woman, a southern man all day and all night long.
And can you tell the variance in them?
Not yet. I think more if it goes more towards Texas and Louisiana. I think I can tell from Georgia, North Carolina, and South Carolina, but I haven't fine tuned that yet. But I will by the end of this year. That's the second language I will learn.
Yeah, you can tell when you in Georgia. You can tell from county to county, can't you, Angie?
Um, no, not really, because I've only been in. I'm originally from Maryland,
Okay, well, there shoots
and
that.
I came down here in 2017. I came to Georgia. Then I moved to from Georgia to South Carolina. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Well, I'm
So
gonna
I
wrap.
really.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that I was just no, I was just basically saying I can't really tell. I've not been. I don't think I've been here long enough.
But when you are around the South long enough, you can start telling sort of from section to section and county to county.
Hmm.
But
Oh, okay.
anyway, hey, a blobby, as I'm wrapping up. But again, I love you guys so much. I'm so happy that you're here, and it will get better as I get less nervous. I don't know if you can tell.
Oh,
No,
you
I
did
can tell
great.
you.
No,
You
I
did
couldn't tell
great.
that you were nervous.
I don't even go live in my own channel, so you're doing better than me.
Oh, I'll have
Well,
to.
you know, ordered steps. You have to come back next Saturday because
Oh, I'll be here. Oh, trust me, I will be here.
you
Oh,
see,
love you so much.
you see, Angie, you've got some work to do.
Thank you, Blobby.
Okay.
Congrats on yours too. Everybody say congrats to a Blobby M on her channel as well.
Oh,
But anyway, I will see you guys later. Love you so
Okay,
much.
All right.
bear hugs, everybody. Keep safe, keep warm,
thank
and
you.
see you definitely next Saturday.
Thank you, Angie.
Yes.
Thank you, Order
All right.
Set. Thank you, JC Bear.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Take it easy, Breathy, and have a good week.
Ciao.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye. Okay, again, I have to figure this out. And here we go.